Before I start, I have a few questions to my young friends here. Do you want to be rich and successful when you grow up? Do you want to make more money than your parents? Yes, of course. You want to make more money than your parents? Yes. And do you want to make more money than your parents at 16 already? Yeah. Yeah. Make more money when you're 16 than your parents. How nice is that? But how can you possibly do that? It sounds impossible.
Work hard.
Why? Because you're only 16. Your parents already have years experience, has a degree. But one person did just that. His name is Warren Buffett. Anyone here knows who Warren Buffett is? Yeah, Lisa knows. Matthew, of course. Okay. Warren Buffett. He is one of the richest person in the world. When he was 35, he was already a millionaire. And he made more money than his parents when he was 16. At a very young age, very early age, Warren Buffett always think of money. He wants to have money. Why? Because he thinks money makes him independent. Of course, when you have money, you want to buy something, you don't have to ask your parents for permission. So money makes you independent. When he was 6, he was selling chewing gums door to door. So he would knock on people's door selling chewing gums. He makes 1 penny per pack. Then he was selling Coca-Cola. He sells Coca-Cola also door to door, knock people's door. He was only 7. And when their family goes to vacation at the beach, I think most of you maybe will be building sandcastles or swim. What does he do?
Sell water.
Sell water and sell Coca-Cola to people on the beach. When he was 9, he was caught by police. Why? Because he was picking up golf balls in the woods and the ponds near the golf courses. And he would sell the golf balls he picked. But he was only 9, wandering around, police caught him. When he was 10, he got a job at the football game at the University of Nebraska. He sold peanuts and popcorns. He said, peanuts, popcorns, 5 cents, half a dime, a nickel, a fifth of a quarter. Get your peanuts and popcorns here. So he's doing a lot of things. But when he was 11, something changed his life, actually, very dramatically. He stumbled a book called 1,000 Ways to Make $1,000. That book said, opportunity knocks. Never in the history of the United States has there been so many opportunities for you to get rich, to become successful, even you don't have any money. But you can't possibly start. You can't possibly succeed until you start. That's what the book said. And Warren Buffett declared at the age of 11, he said he would be a millionaire by the age of 35. He was only 11 that year. So his mind was always thinking of business and money. When he was 12, he developed a crush on a girl called Dorsey. He wanted to invite her for a movie. So he went to Dorsey's house, knocked the door. Dorothy's father answered the door. He was scared. So instead of inviting Dorothy for a movie, he sold a magazine subscription to the father. Because he was always thinking of investing and business and making money. At the age of 13, he was already quite famous in Omaha, his hometown, among adults, that he's a good business person. He moved to Washington, D.C. at the age of 13 because his father was elected congressman. So they all moved to Washington. One day he got a call from a person called Edward. This person is about 50 years old, about my age. Edward called him. Said, Warren, you are the only businessman I know in Washington. I have lots of surplus dog biscuits and cornflakes that we have to get rid of. I already asked someone to deliver that to your house. And you can do anything with it. After that, you send 50% of the money to me. He was only 13. He called around pet stores, dog schools, dog hotels, and he sold all of them for $100. Then he sent $50 back to Edward. Edward called him back. Said, Warren, thank you so much. You saved my job. He was only 13. When he was 14, he started to deliver newspapers. He was delivering 3 routes of newspapers. In the morning, he would get up at 4:30, deliver 2 routes of newspapers. When it's 8, he goes to school. After school, he rushed back to his house and then go to deliver newspapers again. That's an evening paper. When he was 14, he had $1,000. $1,000 doesn't sound maybe not a lot, but that was $1,000 in 1946. It's equivalent about $20,000 today. When he delivers newspapers, he doesn't just deliver newspapers. He also sells magazine subscriptions to the subscribers of newspapers. He would try to get the old magazine from the subscribers and find out when their subscription will expire. Then when the subscription is close to expiration, he would go there and sell them the subscription. At 15, he hired a group of kids to deliver newspapers for him. And he had $2,000 that time. At the age of 16, he was delivering newspapers, making about $175 a month. And also sell golf balls, sell news subscriptions and magazines. He was making more money than his teacher and more money than his parents. He was only 16. He had $5,000 that time. And the $5,000 is equivalent to $100,000 per day. He was only 16. So if you think about Warren Buffett's career, how he got rich, he actually described the process as rolling a snowball. A snowball. This is his biography. It's called The Snowball. Written by Alice Schroeder. This is the only official biography of Warren Buffett. It's called Snowball. So every penny, every dollar he makes when he was young was like a snowflake in the snowball. In the early years, the money he made was like the core of the snowball. And in the later years, he would roll the snowball and make it bigger and bigger. And that part rolling is investing. So Warren Buffett, we all know that he's a great investor these days. In Chinese, he's called 股神. But he's actually a very good businessman. He himself said that I'm a better investor because I'm a businessman. And I'm a better businessman because I'm an investor. So he would grow that $5,000 like rolling a snowball, make it bigger and bigger for many, many years to come. One concept, when he read that 1,000 ways to make $1,000, he gained from reading that book was the concept of compound. So what is compound? Compound means grow it, and the base will become bigger, and grow on the bigger base, and again. When I was younger, I read a story. It says, there's a king who is very good at chess. Anyone here play chess? Okay. Yeah, lots of people play chess here. How many squares are on chessboard?
64.
64, yes. This story said that the king is very good at chess. He said anyone who can win him on the chess game, he can promise this person that anyone who wins him on the chess game would get anything he wants. But if you lose, I will kill you. So one day, this person go to the king, want to play the chess with the king. The king said, what do you want if you win? The king said, this person said, I don't want much. I just want grains of rice on the chessboard. For the first square, I want 1 grain of rice. And for the second square, I want 2 doubles. And for the third, I want a double again. So how many? 4 this time, right? Then for the fourth square, I want double again. 8, right? 8, 16, 16, 32, right? 64, 128, and so on. So by the 64th square, how many grains are there?
Over 1,000.
Anyone estimate? Here, just more than a trillion. Anyone else?
Over like 2,000.
Over 2,000?
Some about less than a zillion.
How many zeros are
Actually,
in the
over a
zillion?
million.
10, 1 followed by 12 zeros.
1 followed by 12 zeros. Okay,
10 to the power.
that's trillion.
2 to the power of like 1,000.
10 to the power.
It's actually 2 to the power of 63. Okay, 2 to the power of 63. But if you use a calculator, how many?
So already 2 to the 31st is more than a billion, so I'm going to guess it's more than
Yes, and actually that number is a 1 with 19 zeros after it. 19 zeros. So the king found that even if he exhausts all the rices produced by the country, it wasn't enough to fill that 1 square. That's the power of compound. So you double and double, double, double. Although it started with a small number, but it can grow to a very large number. That's the power of compound. And Albert Einstein called that the 8th wonder of the world. The power of compound. And what Warren Buffett found that the power of compound worked for him very favorably. He would grow his money at a very high percentage. So here I have another question. If you grew your money 10% a year, you started with $1,000, you grow it 10% a year, how many years it will become 2,000?
I know. Aww.
Anyone else? Anyone guess here?
I know.
5.
No.
Okay. How many?
1,000.
1,000 years to become 2,000? I don't live that long. Tristan.
already less than a year.
Less than a year?
Wait,
No.
no, from what to what?
From 1,000 to 2,000.
Yeah.
Less than a year?
Just by point.
I know.
You only grow 10% a year.
I know.
Yeah, Matthew.
It's 7.2.
Okay, the answer is actually 7.2 years. Because when you grow 10% every year, if you just think of it, maybe you think it takes 10 years to grow to 2,000 from 1,000. Actually, no, because the base grows bigger and bigger. It takes 7.2 years for 1,000 to grow to 2,000. And this, actually, there's a rule here, it's called the rule of 72. Anyone heard of this rule, including adults? Rule of 72. Okay. The rule of 72 actually says that if you grow your money for a certain percentage, that percentage times the number of years equals 72, you double. So when you grow 12% a year, it takes 6 years to double, because 12 times 6 equals what? 72. So if you grow 24% a year, it only takes 3 years for your money to double, because 24 times 3 equals 72. If you grow just 1% a year, it takes 72 years to double your money. So this is called the rule of 72. It was actually discovered by Albert Einstein too, this rule. Warren Buffett was growing his money so fast. So fast. So when he was 30, he became a millionaire. He was growing like 60% a year, 50% a year, and 30% a year. Some years, when he was 30 years old, his snowball became $1 million big. And when he was 11, he said he would become a millionaire when he was 35. But he actually reached that goal 5 years earlier. He would later on grow that money over long term, over 60 years, for more than 25% a year. And in year 2008, he became the richest person in the world.
How much?
That's a very good question. About $50 billion in 2008. So it's like a snowball, keep rolling, rolling, rolling very fast, become bigger, a $50 billion.
Downhill.
Today he has about $88 billion. He's the third richest person in the world. The reason he's the third richest person is because he donated quite a lot of money off. This is the story of Warren Buffett. I want to tell you guys, to inspire you, hope that you guys will think about business and investing, and remember that book said, 1,000 ways to make $1,000. Opportunity knocks. Never in the history of the United States has there been so many opportunities for you to become rich, become successful, even if you don't have money to start with. This was true in 1936. That was when this book was published. And this is more true today in 2009. But you cannot possibly succeed until you start. Thank you.